Hi everyone, this is Sagar Shah and I'm currently standing outside the Waldorf Astoria hotel. It's one of the best hotels in Amsterdam, maybe the Netherlands and maybe even the world. And I want to know more about it, so I have with me a very special guest here.
Hello everybody, my name is Isabelle. I'm part of the Waldorf Astoria team and I'm very happy to show you around today.
Okay, Isabella, thank you for doing this.
Of course.
And first of all, tell us, is this location, the canal, what is it called here?
Yes, we are currently situated on the Gentleman's Canal, in Dutch the Herengracht, which back in the 17th century used to be the most prestigious canal of Amsterdam. So along this canal, all the important tradesmen, all the important people of Amsterdam used to live, and this is what you'll see when we walk into the property as well, because the story goes back all throughout the property and it starts right here at the canal.
Okay, brilliant. Let's go
Perfect,
inside.
yes.
So this is the entrance here.
So a warm welcome to the Waldorf Astoria, and we'll start our city tour or hotel tour right over here. Our hotel is actually made out of 6 canal palaces all connected together, and we are currently standing in the center one that was built in 1665 and used to be owned by the old mayor of Amsterdam, Mr. Hoofd.
So it's nearly like 400 years
Indeed,
old.
yes, it dates back to quite a long time back, and you'll see it all throughout the property. So actually the 17th century in the Netherlands was the golden age, and in the golden age it was very important to show the well to the public. And how they did that is, if you look up to the ceiling, it is actually most decorated of all, and this is because the canal palaces are built a bit higher than street level. So when you look into the building, the first thing you see is the ceiling. So it was a way to portray the well to the public. So this is the first feature that you'll see, but if you walk a bit further, we have our beautiful monumental staircase.
Okay.
Our staircase dates back a little bit later, the beginning of the 18th century, and it was designed by Mr. Hoofd as an ode to his wife. So if you look up, you can actually see the 3 statues. They are a representation of the wife of Mr. Hoofd. She came from the Dutch countryside, so in each one she holds a tool that was used there, and all the way to the top is the family crest of Mr. Hoofd. This is actually the original staircase. It's the traditional white oak, and it's the only one by this designer open to the public in the city of Amsterdam. So it's a very special feature of our property as well.
Wow. Okay, brilliant.
Indeed. So we walk a little bit further into the property.
And there's the chess event is happening on that side. That's
on that side, also on this side where the chess playing is happening live. And if we walk into that direction, just before where the big chess event is happening, we have our Monumental Room.
Okay, what about this here, this book?
This book is actually gifted by Mr. Griffin. He is a Amsterdam citizen, and he wanted to give us this because it's filled with the history of our property and of the houses that we're currently situated in.
So would you say that this entire hotel is built up of several houses?
Yes. It is 6 canal palaces connected.
Many people were living there, like 6 palaces?
Indeed, 6 palaces. So they used to be all neighbors from each other.
Oh. And then everyone came together and this hotel was built.
When we built the hotel, so we built it in the actual property. So we built it, was opened in 2014. So then we interconnected all the palaces together. Because of course for a hotel we have to make sure that we have enough space for everybody. But back in the 17th century they all used to be privately owned and individually owned.
Okay.
So we connected everything together, but back in the centuries it was just a big canal palace from up to down. Our beautiful monumental room
Never entered this because it was always closed.
Indeed, yes. With me, you can get the access to it.
Okay.
This is where we usually have our private events, but this room we kept in its glory of the 17th century. So of course we restored everything, but this room we tried to keep the way it was in the 17th century, because of course it is such a beautiful part of the history, and actually all the paintings on the ceilings are original.
Wow. And who generally uses this? Is it like used for parties or something like
Parties, private events, private dinners, special occasions, baby showers. People can rent this separately. Wow. We close the doors and then we have our private event. You also have the beautiful high windows, big bright lights, and beautiful view of the garden. Indeed, yes.
Okay, beautiful. And the place where the chess event is being held is also a very famous room, or?
These are our meeting rooms, so we built them in ourselves. We have our ballroom as well, but this we built in extra, of course, because we want to make sure that everybody can enjoy the property, like, for example, with the chess event. And then I'm very happy to show you our private garden.
This is where the breakfast
This is generally where we serve the breakfast, so you have a beautiful view of the private garden already.
Okay.
But we are now standing in our private garden in the middle of Amsterdam, and as you can hear, you don't hear that you're in the city center. It's very quiet and serene. And this garden is actually UNESCO World Heritage protected. So
really?
We cannot serve, for example, in the garden food and drinks because it's so special to us. But as you can see, even if it's not too sunny, it's beautiful here. It's very serene, very quiet, and you don't feel like you're in the city center of Amsterdam. So it's definitely one of our special features.
It's just one sort of a structure separating you from the busy street.
Exactly, yes. And as you can see, our neighbors are all over there, but we go quite a big way back, so we have lots of space to enjoy. And then also we have our beautiful monumental tea house.
Why is this a UNESCO heritage site? Is it because it's something that's has so much history attached to it?
Yes, because of the history and because it's quite unique for Amsterdam to have such a big garden outside of the Canal Palaces, especially where you don't hear anything basically from the city. But indeed, in combination with the history of the property, like our beautiful monumental tea house, this is
you
one
said this tea house was like also 17th century.
Also dates back to that time. It was actually the wife of Mr. Hooft. She used to have her tea parties in here while he did the work in the house, and now we use it mostly for engagement proposals. Because we can't really serve in the garden, but it's a special feature of our property, and especially the outside is very unique. So also from the guest rooms, this view is one of the most beautiful views we have. And if you look to the other side, you actually see our bee houses or beehives,
right?
Which are we produce our own honey from the hotel, and are actually replicas of each Canal Palace.
Oh,
so what you see in the front, you see here as well, but then in a small miniature version where we grow the bees.
Beautiful. So
Perfect.
Each of these houses here, 6 of them, are these 6 ones?
Exactly, are the 6 Canal Palaces. So from the back side it is a bit more difficult to see, but you see one right over here, one right over here, one there, and then one all the way to the end.
Wow.
So it's quite, from the outside or from the front side, you don't really see that it's such a big property. And even though we're not the biggest hotel in Amsterdam, we're bigger than expected. And then after the hotel was privately owned, it actually became a bank. So in our vault bar is where you'll still see the history of that part.
Wonderful.
So I'm happy to show you there as well.
And by the way, those are the ones who have organized.
Yes, exactly, who organized everything.
Yeah, the Levitov.
Yes.
So.
Enjoying the garden, as you can see. Perfect. So then we just go a little bit further down the hall where I will show you the vault bar. So as I mentioned, after the hotel was privately owned, it became a bank. Our bar is not open right now, but why it's called the Vault Bar is, as you can see, we have the old vault boxes still right over here with the keys in it. So it really brings back the history of that part of the history of the building right here at our bar.
So some of the things which are very historical in nature have been kept.
Exactly.
And they've been kind of refurbished.
Indeed, of course, we had to restore everything, but we're making sure that everything is kept in its glory. The vault boxes, as you can see, some are closed. People have tried to, for example, close it and then they lost the key. So there are things still in the vault somewhere.
Oh, okay. So the idea of vault was that every person would have their own vault to keep their alcohol or something like that?
Well, back in the days when it was a bank, it was kept for its own
this was
valuables.
These are the this was for the bank. Okay,
exactly, yes. This was from the bank history.
And this now made it into
and now it's
bar.
Just our bar and where we keep our
fantastic.
alcohol, indeed. And actually part of the bank, which you don't really see from the bar, but just next door, we still have the old safe door. So here you really see that the property used to be a bank because we still kept the safe door. So as you can see all throughout the property, wherever we go, there's a little bit of the history. I'm actually wearing the history as well because our dresses are the canal belt of Amsterdam in the 17th century when the hotel was originally built.
Wow.
So the Herengracht that I just showed to you in the beginning is actually right on my dress as well.
That's so nice. But you can't open this one.
We can open this.
Okay.
There's not a lot happening behind it. We can use it for very, very special occasions, but as you can see, it's just a bit of storage and a bit of other safes.
Okay.
But back in the day, this was really the safe door. They couldn't open it.
It looks very sturdy.
Exactly, they didn't open it with just one key. Let's keep it at that. So that is a bit of the history about the property, actually. I'm just gonna close this door again. And of course, we're part of the Waldorf Astoria all throughout the world. But I think what makes our property so special is that we're in the city center of Amsterdam, so we're very easily accessible all throughout the city. But as you can see, our property carries so much history, and we're very happy to share it with everybody.
It has so much history, and also it's so well maintained. And I think one of the things which separates this one is the level of service. The people here, I don't know, you can tell me better, but they're all so smiling, they're so welcoming, and I think that really enhances the experience of people who live here.
Certainly, yes, we enjoy working here. I think that's for sure. We work in such a beautiful environment, and our main priority is to make our guests feel welcome and comfortable, so that's what we try to do every day.
Well, thank you so much for your time and giving this wonderful tour to us.
Of course.